Hey guys, it's Sam, and this is my spoiler-free review of Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Addicted to You is a new adult contemporary romance, and it follows Lily and Lo, who are two best friends both battling different addictions. Lily is addicted to sex, and Lo is an alcoholic, and they have been using a fake relationship with each other to hide that from their friends and family. As you can tell, their relationship is a bit of a destructive one, and things kind of start to unravel as they battle their various addictions. So first off, let me just say this is the first book in a giant new adult series. It's kind of a companion series mixed with this series that makes it up, I think, 8 or so books, but this is a giant series, and basically all of my friends have read it and loved it, but I was still really skeptical about it. I went into it with really low expectations. I wasn't sure. I'm not a fan of new adult, generally speaking. I don't like the tropes in new adult. I just don't typically enjoy new adult, but I read this book in one day. So the biggest thing about this book is really the characters. I really enjoy these characters. Now, Lily and Lo as main characters aren't my favorite characters of this book and of this world, but I do still enjoy them. I do still pull for them. I enjoyed them more in the beginning than the end. I still liked them at the end, but they aren't my favorite characters by far in the series. I'm actually really excited to see some of the other characters in the series because as soon as they walked on the page, they had my heart, and now I don't know what to do. But Lily and Lo as characters, you still do pull for them. Their relationship is very destructive and very toxic, and at the beginning I wasn't sure if the book was really going to point that out, but I think as the book went on, it really does show you that this relationship isn't ideal and that they both have issues they have to work through, so it's not forgiving of this toxic behavior, because at times I was like, I don't know how this is going to work out because they're having some really toxic behavior going on here. There's no any kind of abuse or anything, which is where I draw the line always. But both of them have addictions that are very serious, and I was afraid the book might not address the fact that this is not an ideal situation, but it did. So there's some things that I'm not completely okay with in the book, but overall I did enjoy it because the characters are so great and you are pulling for them. These side characters, though, are the ones that are amazing, and I can't wait to get more books from them and about them and everything because, like I said, this is kind of there's a companion series linked with this one, and you kind of read them in differing order. So you read one from this series and then like one from the companion series and go back and forth as far as how the timeline goes. So I'm really looking forward to some of those companion books because some of the side characters are amazing. For example, a couple of Lily's sisters pop in, and they are going to get their own books and their own stories, and I cannot wait for them because I already am deeply, deeply attached to them. Now, this book definitely isn't without fault. There is some issues as far as heavy-handedness with the story. For example, the fact that they both are addicts and have addictions is pretty much beat over your head the entire book. Like, we get it, but it's mentioned over and over again how much Lily is addicted to sex, what she's doing, how she thinks about sex all the time, how much Lo drinks, da-da-da-da-da, over and over and over again, to the point where, like, we know as readers that they're addicts. We've gotten that from the beginning, but even towards the end you were still getting all these phrases about them being addicts, and it's like, we get it. We understand. We've been them for a while now. We don't need to learn more about their addictions. We know that they're addicts. There's also a lot of codependency within the relationship, which, like I said before, is being addressed, I think, and will be addressed further in other books. So if you're a little bit sensitive to that, I'd be a little careful because they do have a toxic codependent relationship, but like I said, I think the book does a good job of saying that this is not ideal and that they need to fix this and that they're not going to be able to continue like this. So I'm kind of okay with that, but we'll see how it goes in future books. If that doesn't get remedied, then I'm going to have a big problem with that because it is a toxic relationship a lot of times, but I was okay with this being a foundational book showing the relationship and how it is and hopefully how it progresses, because I hear it does progress and I hear the relationships and the character development and everything in this series are really excellent. For the most part, I don't think this book falls trapped to a lot of new adult tropes. A lot of times in new adult you find a lot of body shaming and a lot of slut shaming, and I didn't find a lot of that. Characters will slut shame Lily, but I don't think that it's, again, the authors condoning that behavior. I think that it's just a product of their world and their environment that they're in. And there is a little bit of Lily body shaming herself because she is very, very skinny. She keeps pointing out exactly how skinny she is, and people will say how skinny she is and like to eat a sandwich and stuff like that. So if you're sensitive to any kind of body shaming issues as well, I'd be a little careful with this. But again, I don't feel that the authors are saying that this is okay to do. It's just, again, a product of where they are, the college environment, stuff like that. So I'm hoping, again, that Lily improves her body image, improves thinking of herself as a slut, stuff like that, because I would like to see less of that because I already feel very protective of her. But again, if you have a sensitivity to that, be a little careful. As far as the plot, I did find the story very fast paced. I didn't think that anything dragged too much. Sometimes you'll have a new adult, a lot of just angst for the sake of angst, and I didn't feel that there was that. If something happened, it happened quickly, and we moved on, and things happened at a constant pace, so it wasn't any issue of things dragging on unnecessarily just to create tension. There was tension enough with their issues as it was, so I'm really glad that the authors chose to do that and not sit there in the mud of angst, because that gets really tiresome. So I enjoy this. Like I said, I completely inhale read it in a day, and I cannot wait for the rest of the series. I gave Addicted to You 3.5 stars. So comment down below and let me know what you thought of Addicted to You. Thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you guys soon. Bye!